Wow, that's a funky little
Wow,
jam.
I like that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's not even ours. That's just like a
That's
default.
just like a just a random
yeah,
default
little funky jingle.
funky
I think it's
tunes.
called like funky jazz or something.
Like 70s porn.
right, right. But welcome back, everybody. We're doing something a little different this week. We're going without a camera for the time being.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been able to do a podcast in my underwear, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, you would never even know. We could literally be like streaking, and you guys would have no idea. But
So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that part.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And I think in this climate currently, it's just things are expensive, and unfortunately, an iPhone 13 Pro is considered outdated at this point and is struggling to record video. And
Yeah.
so, for this time, we're gonna just do some audio until we can get a sweet camera,
Yeah.
and then we'll be back on the screen here before
Yeah,
you know
because
it.
I think at the end of the day, the consistency of putting out some episodes on a regular basis is more important than
Right.
We're still able to provide the audio side of it, so that works, right? So
Yeah, I mean, as long as we can provide decent content still for you guys, and whether you're watching us or just listening on a platform, doesn't really matter.
right.
And speaking of which, we are now on everything. So we started here on YouTube, we're on Spotify, and now you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music.
Damn, nice.
Pretty sweet.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Very cool.
So,
Yeah, so we were talking about shows last time, I think.
yeah.
And you were going to watch Black Rabbit, and you have. I don't know if you
Yes, I finished it. Yep.
And what are your thoughts?
Oh my God.
Isn't it not like
Okay, so it's funny because me and Nolan went out to lunch today. And of course, talking about what everybody's watching lately. And I was like, dude, I know you watched Breaking Bad. You've watched Ozark. If you like Jason Bateman, this is the next show. And holy shit. It is like, for another limited series of 8 episodes, it is a damn roller coaster.
right?
I mean, just like you said before, like, he's got this kind of charisma in everything he does. And like being that he directs a lot of this stuff too is pretty crazy.
Yeah, he did a lot on this
Yeah.
particular show, but
But the thing that stuck out to me in this series was the chemistry between him and Jude Law.
yeah, it was there.
I mean, believable as brothers that
Oh yeah,
that hate each other, they love each other.
it was just like it was every episode. It's like this love-hate thing that was like, I hate you, no, I love you. You're the best brother.
Yeah.
God, I hate you.
Yeah, fuck
You're
you.
such a fucker. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You're
Yeah.
my brother. I really love you.
He's like, go
it's just-
snort a Midol.
Yeah, it's just like,
Like just
God.
shitty stuff.
Yeah.
And then they like have these heart-to-heart moments, and it's like,
Yeah. They have these moments that are like these bonding things happen. And then they realize, oh, I guess he's not that big of a dick.
but then
Kinda like
like
him.
the further you get into it, like that his character's a cancer wherever he goes, just bringing chaos with him no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you find out that Jude Law's character is really not that much better.
No, not at all.
He's got a lot of shady shit going on,
Oh.
and you start to feel for everyone around them in their lives.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really one of the things that I really liked about it is it did such a good job in a short period of time of really developing. Shouldn't say it that way.
Like fleshing out the characters.
Yeah, but it made you as the person watching it develop relationships with the ancillary characters.
Yes.
It's like you had this like, man, I feel really bad for that person because these people are really terrible to her
Yeah.
or him or whatever. So that was one of the things that I really liked about it. It was like, a lot of shows are always, they have character arcs and all this stuff, and you get drawn into the main people, right?
Right.
But and to have secondary characters develop over time is not unusual in shows that go 3, 4, 5 seasons or more. But in a 8 episode
short series,
short thing like that, I thought the emotional side of it was really powerful.
Yeah, very good.
There's a lot going on.
And I love, like, I think it was by episode 7 that they did like a little anthology. And like there was a character like every 15 minutes that they were doing like some kind of backstory or what
Sort
they
of
were currently
setting
dealing with.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like setting
I think it was
something like that.
six
It's like
or
6 or
seven.
7.
Yeah. So sort of put you in there, seeing how it all went down from their point of view.
Right.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It kind of reminded me of Weapons a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
You
Very
know?
similar.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, like, and the whole time, like, and it's cool because, like, we don't get a lot of this anymore because we like to play it so safe in writing stories. And, like, even a villain, you always got to have some kind of, like, reasoning behind they're the way they are. But they wrote his character, Jason Bateman, like, he's not a great dude. He's a good guy, but
he's a good
just got
person. He's always in the wrong shit.
Right.
Right.
But even with what he was going through, you're kind of rooting for him.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I was.
And for both of them,
I
really.
was after the first scene where we see him with the book of stamps.
Yeah. Oh, the coins.
Or the coins,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
When that whole thing happened, I'm like, I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
and maybe that's just like the emotional thing because I like him as an actor. So
Yeah.
like it was kind of like Marty from Ozark. I'm like,
Right.
he's not that bad of a dude. I
Yeah.
kinda like
He's just
him.
in a shitty situation.
You know, come on,
trying
he's
to
not that
stay
terrible.
alive.
Yeah. So, so the question that I wanted to ask you about that was, in listening to Jude Law speak, did anything in his the way his voice sounded remind you of anybody?
It did, but I can't think of who.
Do you want me to tell you who I thought it was?
Yeah.
And it took me a while. Like,
Okay.
I would be sitting there with my eyes closed trying to place the voice, but I was like, it's hard when you're watching the person and
Yeah.
you're like, you sound like somebody else, but I can't tell who it is because all I see is you.
Right.
I thought that a lot of times he sounded like Alec Baldwin, like a younger version, like not Alec Baldwin today, but Alec Baldwin back in like the 80s,
Okay.
late 80s and 90s when
Yeah.
he was doing some of the, like, he was in a lot of movies in those days, in the 90s, a ton of movies.
Wait,
That's what it sounded like to me.
I want to look up his IMDb real quick. Alec Baldwin. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because there's some older stuff
Yeah.
that I'm like, yeah, that, like in The Departed.
The Departed.
That's a perfect example.
What was the one that he did that was a Tom Clancy book? Was he in Hunt for Red October?
Yes.
Okay.
Hunt for Red.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's another good example. And Rust. That was a newer movie. That only
That's a
came out
newer
like
one.
a
Yeah,
year
that's
ago.
the one where he accidentally killed a person.
Yeah. But yeah, like,
Because I was like, what? I'm listening to him speak and I'm going, you sound like somebody, but I can't place it. That's
Yeah.
what I came up with. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just,
since we're on TV shows real quick, I wanted to see. I want to ask you if you watched this show or not. What are we just talking about? Black Rabbit?
yeah.
Okay. Because his ex-wife, Val.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you ever watch We Own This City with John Bernthal?
I did.
That was a
That
crazy
was
show,
actually a
too.
really good show.
Yeah.
Another little mini series, like a little 8-episode
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Kind of like Mary of Kingstown.
Similar.
That took place in Baltimore with all like the police brutality
Yeah.
stuff, and
Very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was actually really
that was
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Because she was one of the like attorneys or something in that show.
Yeah. She was.
Yeah, that was really good. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched Black Rabbit yet, definitely add that to your list on Netflix. It's crazy.
So while we're talking about characters that carry over to different shows, so we just finished watching Task on HBO.
Okay.
Mark Ruffalo
Oh yeah.
and
okay.
a guy named Tom Pelfey, who I couldn't place him. I'm watching this. We finished the show. It's only 7 episodes, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, dang, he looks super familiar to me. He's the one from Ozark. He played Ben, Wendy's brother.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay.
That actor.
I remember
is
seeing him on the
same
cover.
Guy that's in Task,
Right.
which is also a really, really damn good show.
Yeah.
Really damn good show.
I'll have to check that out. I just started Mayor of Kingstown yesterday.
the new season? Yeah.
First episode was nuts.
Okay. Yeah. I was just kind of waiting for it to get a little bit close. I think we're only like 5 episodes in, maybe 4 or
Yeah,
5.
something like that.
I just finished Tulsa King. Well, there's one more episode of Tulsa King, the newest season, which is Samuel L. Jackson comes into it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, because I heard they're doing a spin-off, another spin-off of it, and it's something to do with New Orleans, and his character is from New Orleans.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I think that was their way of introducing him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember. I actually forgot how the last season of Kingstown ended, and it was Kyle shooting Robert on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
So like that's how that ended,
right.
and now that's all those repercussions are coming back.
After
And
all
like,
of that happening.
oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about
The
that
first
bit.
episode, I was like, holy shit.
That's a great show.
Very good too. Married Kingstown it's another Sheridan show, but it's just so good.
It's a really good show.
Speaking of Sheridan, I don't know. Listen, I love Yellowstone. I really do.
Yeah.
I think the main series itself is great.
Yep.
I think it ended when it needed to.
Yep.
And the prequel series are okay. Like 1883 was good. 1923 is fine. But now they're doing another spinoff.
They're doing a couple of spin-offs.
A couple. And the first one I think is I forget what it's called, but it's got Casey.
Yeah, it's called Marshall's.
Marshall's. Not that I don't care, but at the same time it seems
Right.
like they're milking it.
Yeah. And
You
there's
know.
going to be one that has Beth and Rip in it.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
I don't remember what that's called. The Manor or something like that.
Okay.
So, and I just read that he's taken not the stuff that is already on Paramount. That stuff will still be proprietary to Paramount, but he's taken his new stuff to someplace else, another platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was.
So it's going to be exclusive to something else.
Right, going forward.
Okay.
And this Marshall's thing that's coming out that has Casey's character. Like, what's that actor? What's that cat's
I don't
name?
know, but
He's a musician too.
yeah,
Why can't I think of his freaking name?
yeah, he's awesome.
But at any rate, that show is going to be on CBS.
Okay.
So
He's actually, I don't know if I brought this up the last time. I was telling you who was all in Eddington, and he's in that too.
oh, is he?
Yeah, he plays one of Joaquin's sheriff deputies,
Okay.
and he's good in that too. His role's smaller, but it's really good.
That's now on HBO. That's
Yeah, you gotta watch
HBO
that.
now. Yes, that's on my list. Luke Grimes.
Luke Grimes, that's
his
right.
name. I was like, I
Yeah.
could not think of
I knew
his
it was
name.
something close to that.
Yeah, Luke Grimes.
Yeah, he's really good. His music's good. But yeah, he hasn't done a ton of stuff acting wise, but everything
No.
he's in is good.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with you. I'm just kind of not. I'm just kind of not sure if I'm ready to fully embrace all of that stuff.
Yeah. I just get like we've talked about this countless times on the show, and it's like we are. It's super awesome when we get something really original and different, whether it's a show like Black Rabbit or Weapons or whatever else you want to talk about. But like these IPs that just get milked into their bone dry, and then like it's amazing that they have the budgets to make these things and then also maintain a viewership. And like you see shows over time that have lost viewership due to being on too long or having too many spin-offs, like The Walking Dead's a perfect example.
Yeah, great example. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm with you. But that's the quote unquote recipe for success that everybody's using. Like if it is a banger, then we're just gonna ride it until that horse just falls over and dies.
That's like I mean in Hollywood, like we had some success with the Barbie movie, and there was something else I can't think of, but now they're riding this like kids toy board game kind of like run where they're gonna just make all these movies about like Monopoly and like all these things. And then the newest one is about the 8-ball, the Magic 8-Ball.
There's a movie about that?
Yeah. What's his name? Shoot. As soon as I say his name, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
I didn't even hear about this.
The director, M. Night Shyamalan's making it.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah,
All right.
right. And he's got a lot of hit or misses when it comes to movies.
Yeah, he does.
He does a good one and then quite a few bad ones.
Several
and then
bad
does
ones,
another
and
good
then-
one.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, he's making the Magic 8-Ball,
Interesting.
so that's gonna be crazy.
Okay. Well, I
I don't know. And then I don't know if did you watch Talk to Me? with the
No.
hand.
No.
I feel like they're probably going to go that route. Like it's going to be like some kind of like artifact or something where it's going to like kill people or something.
Oh my God.
But who knows?
Yeah.
It's goofy.
Yeah. No, I had not heard about this. That's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There was something I was going to bring up. I saw something about them releasing. I don't know if they released it, but something about the Epstein files. An update on that?
Yeah, that's on the president's desk, waiting for him to sign it into law. So they will be able to release all of the non. What do they call it? The non restricted files.
Okay. What like so? Those are like separate from the
emails that have already come out. Yes.
Okay.
Evidently, I don't have any. I don't really know what the scope
I was
of that
scrolling
is.
today and I'd seen something about that.
Yeah. So they've kind of fast tracked. It's interesting. It's interesting to me that somehow when this thing has gained so much traction over the last couple of weeks, right? And everybody's hell bent on getting it done. And they passed that, they can't get the government. It took them 43 days to pass a spending bill, but they pass a thing to put on the president's desk for a signature in like 12 hours.
It's crazy.
Release the files.
Yeah, the top headlines I saw, it was either about the Epstein files or it was about Three Eye Atlas or about Billie Eilish slamming on Elon Musk. That's all I saw.
They got a little feud.
They got a little feud going on.
She was talking some crap about him. He shouldn't be keeping all his money. He should be giving his money away. And I don't have a clue what the guy does from a philanthropy standpoint, so I can't speak to that. But yeah,
and, everyone in the public eye does what they want to do with their money, and if you want to donate your money, like that's great.
Yeah, fine.
Good for
do
you.
what you want to do.
But like, you can't trash someone just because they aren't doing that. They're doing other things to make the world better.
And just in all fairness, does she know for a fact that Elon Musk doesn't donate money to?
You don't know that. You probably just
charitable makes charitable contributions. I mean, a lot of that stuff is public record, but I'm just saying. I mean, I think the bigger point was kind of like what Brant was talking about last week, how he did this, sold X and did this and the stock thing, and it's like how much is enough,
right?
Like how much money do you really need, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I will say I think that this Epstein file thing is going to be a big ho hum at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling. There's something that tells me that it's anything that's like, I don't know I can't remember the term that they would use. So if it's not like either restricted or confidential, that's what they're going to release. So I don't know who makes the determination on what becomes classified.
Okay.
Classified. So I don't know who says it's a classified file and who says it's or what is a classified file or what isn't. I don't know how that works.
Right.
But I have this feeling that everybody's going to be very let down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Kennedy assassination stuff. Like that was like, oh, it was a big deal. It's coming out. And it's like, there's 53,000 pages. And it's like, oh, well, you told us what we already knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And, it's just like, it's the whole thing like with this, and I forget the guy's name. He said it a while back, but the whole Three Eye Atlas thing is also just like, today NASA is supposedly like really doing some kind of conference or releasing some kind of images to the public, and like they're saying this is the first time NASA's like really considered like announcing things to the public and being involved and like speaking out, because I guess they don't do that a whole lot. Like per their track record, they kind of try to keep things tight knit and don't really like release a lot of stuff. So when they're out on the news like releasing stuff, it's a big deal. But at the same time, it's just like there's so much coverage on this thing and there is no new information. It just seems like it's just a thing we're chasing.
I just started a new Sean Ryan episode with this guy who is he's.
I think I just started that episode.
He talks about the psyops and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm kind of in the same camp that Sean Ryan is in. I think I've said this before on here, where it's just like I don't know I don't know what to believe. I don't know
Yeah.
what is factual, what's not, what's just a smokescreen to divert people's attention
From something
away
else.
from something and to something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's all just kind of like at this point, like it was all really interesting, and like it is pretty amazing, regardless of what does or does not happen, that we have seen like random objects just floating through our solar system. Like that's really cool. Like
Yeah.
historically, like we don't see a lot of stuff like that in our time here on Earth, so it is exciting. But at the same time, it's like could just be another rock just floating by.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter, you know, like
Right. 'Cause
however much evidence we
all
have
this
to
crazy buildup,
yeah,
right? Like
right.
2 months ago.
Like it was going to impact
Like,
the Earth.
Yeah, like it was going to be a big freaking deal, right? And everybody was just sort of like, we got to get prepared, or what's it going to really be like? And then it was just sort of like, yeah. Oh, now it's going behind the sun. We won't be able to see it. And then, here we are. I don't know.
I just learned today how Sean Ryan like started a show and everything. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of all of his. Like I knew he was a SEAL and got out of the military and all that.
Did
but,
CIA contracting, right?
Yeah, and then he started doing like ops gun training and stuff. For a while, and then along with like training Keanu Reeves for the John Wick 3 film, and I guess not shortly after that, he started like getting a lot of backlash from like the operator community. And like I guess it's a very egocentric community, which I can imagine.
Yeah, I can see that.
Especially with guns. And I guess he like was getting a lot of hate and backlash from it, and that's when he was finally like, I'm done. Like, and then he was doing YouTube. I guess he already had a pretty good amount of subscribers due to like his gun stuff.
Okay.
And then moved over into the podcast world, and started out due to like veterans going through like stuff coming back.
Yeah.
Like, he even said himself he tried to kill himself. And,
Oh, he had it. Yeah.
he had a pretty
that
dark.
he had a pretty rough patch there for a while. Yeah. He was pretty messed
And like
up.
his whole goal was to just start helping people and like
Yep.
talking to these guys that come back from combat and stuff.
sharing their stories.
And now it's turned into what it is today, and it's pretty incredible. Like knowing that he kind of came from.
Did you hear him? Did you listen to the whole episode with Mr. Ballin?
Yes.
So did you hear him tell the story about at the cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was the thing he was doing before he started the podcast, where he was doing like this.
The paranormal thing.
Well, no,
Or
it
wasn't.
was almost like a game show. Like he would
Oh,
he would tell these
right.
guys, okay, you got $100. We're gonna send you over to Bash Pro Shops, and you're gonna use this $100 gift card, and you with $100 buy what you think you need to survive.
That's right. The
in
survival
the woods
episodes.
by yourself, right? And then so they get everybody back together and they're in this cabin out in the middle of nowhere, and okay, let's open up your bags and see what you got. Yeah, so you saw that.
Yeah,
story.
that was
Isn't that
crazy.
And he played the video.
Yeah, he did.
Of it, because he said I couldn't remember if we could actually hear the footsteps or not, and you could.
I want to find the actual video and watch it after that.
I would like to find that too.
That made me think of just like the story I told last week. I don't know if it was last week, but the whole cabin thing is like, especially if you're doing something like that out in the middle of the woods with a couple friends, and you hear something like that.
Well, and it's
and it
not
gets
like,
recorded on camera.
Yeah, it wasn't. And the crazy part was that they had no idea
right
until after the fact. Then they were like somehow reading reviews or something on Airbnb or Verbo or something, and they're like, "Oh shit!" There's all these people that put these reviews. Like, there was all kinds of crazy stuff going on in here, and he's like, "That was coming from the bedroom where my wife and I were sleeping last night." You know?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But yeah, that stuff is it's just really cool to see like where people have come from. Like Mr. Ballin, same thing. I mean, he told his story on there, like coming back from the military and all that stuff. It's just pretty amazing. Like, and like not just doing it to like become successful, but like trying to find a way to like go forward mentally for yourself, and then finding a career path after something like that. Yeah, it's just incredible.
Yeah, he's been very, both of those guys have been very impactful on that platform to reach people And like you said, it was, like Sean Ryan, for example, starting with just, hey, I'm going to have these operators on here. I want them to tell their story. And then it kind of came this thing where it's like, now I want former operators to come on here that are doing good things in their community,
Right.
whether it be for veterans or whomever. And now it's just sort of morphed into this, like he can obviously have just about anybody
gets
he
pretty
wants
much
on
everyone
there.
now.
Yeah. Anybody he wants, he can have on there.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I got a story.
Well, let's hear it.
It's pretty interesting.
Is it a scary story?
No, but it's just kind of like
Because
one
I
of
got a
those
story
like,
too. I'm going to tell a story
Okay.
tonight too. So yeah,
all right.
go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it.
This is just one of those like weird like full circle stories. You're like, wow, that's crazy.
Okay, yeah.
So
those are always cool.
This is about a young guy named Will in 1986. Just coming out of high school, or not high school, he was in college. He only had like a year or two left. And he was really adamant on wanting to become an actor. So, and he had this kind of like, this almost like revelation, was like, wow, I'm about to finish college and I'm about to be a journalist, and I don't want to do this. Like, this isn't what I want to do. And like kind of having like a crisis.
It's actually good that he found that out before he spent 10 or 20 years doing it and realized this sucks. I don't want to do this.
Right.
Now where do I go?
So, he decided he dropped out of college like a year before graduation, hiked over to LA with basically nothing, just took a shot and started auditioning for roles for movies and shows. And so he realized, well, it's even in 86, the cost of living was not cheap over there. And so he got a daytime job at a chicken shop wearing a chicken suit, and then realized that didn't pay enough. So then he also took a night limo job driving around people and strippers.
Oh.
So day and night jobs, this is what he did basically full time while he was trying to audition in Hollywood.
Okay.
So a couple months go by, he's just hammering down, selling chicken during the day, driving strippers around by night, just really
what could be better than
ringing in the dough.
Yeah, that's like God, what a great life.
So Will's like, he's like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm auditioning for everything. Nothing's landing. These jobs are taking he's not sleeping. He's working two jobs. If anyone can relate, when you're working two jobs and you're working day and night, you're not getting a whole lot of sleep. You're not getting a whole lot of time to really reset yourself, period, or have any personal time.
His auditions were probably subpar.
Probably, yeah. So, he's like, all right, I'm gonna quit the limo job so I can just focus on auditioning, and I'll work extra hours at the chicken place, and we'll be good. So his last night, quote unquote, last night at the stripper limo job, one of the strippers was having a conversation with him, and it turns out she was also trying to become an actress, and this was her side job, her side gig to make money to get into Hollywood.
Okay.
So they were talking all night, and she recommended
that fits the perfect
doesn't
mold of like, so you're a stripper. Well, yeah, I'm trying to pay my way through law school.
Right.
Right. I'm working my way through college.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go to medical school.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's what. Yeah.
Right. So she's like, well, hey, she's like, since you're leaving and you have the time, she's like, I go to this really awesome acting class. You should go to it sometime. And he was like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. She's like, I'm telling me it really helps. It like really helps you get your foot in the door. It really opens your eyes on like what you're trying to accomplish, and like kind of reflect on yourself and how you're already what you're doing. So he kind of takes her word to heart, but he doesn't go for it right away. And he's like, man, I don't have time for an acting class. I know what I'm doing. I just got to get in there and keep auditioning. And so a few more days go by, a couple more auditions, no callbacks. And he finally is like, you know what? I should just go to one class. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
So he goes to the class, sees her there. They meet up. She's all excited. He's there. And on this night, they're having a real audition there for the class to observe, basically, to see like what a real audition looks like.
Oh, okay.
So because a lot of these students haven't even auditioned yet.
Okay, so pretty timely.
Right, pretty cool. So he gets asked to be a like an extra in a scene for this other guy who's auditioning for the actual role. And so they do the scene, and the casting agents were just blown away by Will's performance, that he actually outshined the guy they were auditioning.
Really?
Yeah. And they were just so taken back of how charismatic he was and like how into his character he became so quickly. And they actually said, forget about this guy. We want you. And he got the role.
Okay. Wow.
So Will finally landed his first casting role in Hollywood. So to bring this story to an end, Will, who doesn't go by Will today, is an astound actor we all know, who's got tons of Academy Awards and Oscars and all that. And his name is Brad Pitt.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess his first name's William.
That's interesting.
Brad's his middle name.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's Brad Pitt's story in Rise to Hollywood.
It's like it blows my mind though when you hear, because we talked about this one time before about like what the things that we as an audience don't see or don't know about.
Right.
And those stories are just always like really cool.
Yeah.
Like how those people
Because
got
it's
that
such
first.
a normal human story.
Yeah, because it's like you're just like a regular dude like anybody else that's trying to become an actor. You're doing all the things that everybody else is doing, right? To
Yeah, like
to get
these celebrities weren't just carved out of stone and marble. Like
Right.
they're people. Like, you know, we idolize, and we also like kind of like, I guess, become like envious of like, oh, this person's so famous and they do all these things, and it's like, okay, but they didn't get there overnight.
Yeah.
Like they're not cast in every blockbuster movie because
They're working at a chicken store just like millions of other people have had to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, being I think he's probably in his like 50s, 60s now.
Yeah, he's probably in he's like early 50s, something like that.
And I have to imagine
Mid-50s.
like tons of life lessons over years and decades of acting and taking good roles and bad roles and everything he's done over the years. But I just think that's an awesome story. And like, I'm sure that's the case a lot of the times that we don't hear about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You hear it
Super
all the time,
cool,
you know, Michael Jordan getting cut from the basketball team and those types of stories, right? We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Very cool. Yeah. So the story I want to tell is an actual story that happened to me.
Oh, shoot.
That Abigail's the one that reminded me of it. She asked me if I had told this story yet, and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about that story. So this was 1988. I was it was in between my sophomore and junior year in college.
Okay.
So I participated in this program that I got to spend the summer traveling across Europe and also taking classes. So I earned basically a semester's worth of college credit.
Oh, nice.
By doing this, by going all over Europe. You know, we went to England and Finland and Germany and Liechtenstein and France and Austria, Switzerland. But we also had the opportunity to go to the Soviet Union. So this would have been just a few short years before the end of the fall of the Soviet Union.
Oh, so there still
are, but this is when Gorbachev was
the
president of the Soviet Union or whatever his title was. And so he and Ronald Reagan are doing all, we're trying to move forward and get rid of communism and all this stuff. So, as a Cold War kid, it's kind of like, this is going to be pretty awesome, but also terrifying in the same way. At the same time, like it's like, oh, geez, okay. But you're like, okay, I'm with a group of like 50 people and a bunch of adults. What could go wrong?
Right.
And I have actually like 3 stories from this whole trip.
Okay.
Really good ones. But so the first one is that we fly into Helsinki, Finland, and that's where we spend like the first couple days, and then we're going to take a train to the Soviet Union. So we're on a train. We get to the border, stop the train because we now have to go through all of the stuff that we got to go through, right? So they stop the train, they board the train, and it's military guys with guns.
Yeah.
Okay, get on the train. And it's just all of us college kids just like, oh, this is great.
Go shoot guns.
So lucky for me, I'm in like the very first car that the guy gets on. Like, and so it's like compartments, right? So there's like, I think there's like 4 of us per compartment. And he gets in and comes up there and he's got his, his AK, and first thing he's asked for is our papers. Papers
And vodka.
Papers. So we get him, hand him all. We all hand him our passports, our visas, because you had to have a visa to get into the Soviet Union, and there was some other document that we had to provide. I don't remember what the hell it was, but at any rate, so he takes the papers, takes all that, hands it to the other guy. And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, I am trying not to make eye contact with this guy because I'm on the outside seat. So I'm like right on the walkway down the train car. So I'm like, I'm not making eye contact with this dude, like at all. No way. Just gonna sit there and if you want me to do something, you tell me, and otherwise I'm not keeping my mouth shut and my head down. So he hits me with the butt of his gun on my foot and says, bag. And I'm like, I'm assuming that means he wants me to get my bag. So stand up, get my bag from the overhead compartment. I got this big, so we're there for 12 weeks, right?
Oh, so you're packed.
Yeah. And we had an opportunity to do some laundry, but I had this big ass Eddie Bauer, like soft duffel bag thing that's like 4 feet long. This thing is huge, right? It's stuffed all kind of, all your clothes and everything. Like, so I get it, and I'm standing up, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. And he just like points for me to set it down. So I set it down like in the walkway, and then he goes, open it. Okay, very cool. Unzip it. I sit back down. Everything out. Everything out. I'm like, what? I had to take literally every single thing, article of clothing that was whatever, I don't even remember what all I had packed in there, and like lay it out on the ground, on the floor,
like on the middle of this train
in the middle of the train, like my clothes, my underwear, my toothbrush, all this stuff, just and then I, when he's satisfied, okay, he says, okay, pull it out, just pack it all back in there, shove it all back in there, zip it up, put it away. He's on to the next compartment, same thing. He would pick one person,
one
person, and it was the person who was easiest to access.
Yeah, right.
Because he could hit you with the butt of his gun on your foot. That was easier. Yeah, we were literally at that border crossing for like 3 hours while we went through this process.
Man, but that's like worse than TSA.
Oh yeah, yeah. At least TSA doesn't have a freaking AK strapped to him, and
right.
I mean, that's terrifying.
That's scary.
Like, this you see, hops on the frickin' train, and he's like, and it's all they're just all soldiers.
I would say they're military.
Oh yeah, they're soldiers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we roll on the train, and we go into Moscow, and it's just like it was like going into another world. It was just so crazy. It was just so wild. And
what time of year was it?
It was in the summertime.
Okay.
It would have been like probably like June.
Okay.
Beginning of June.
As you were telling this story, I was envisioning just like dead of winter.
Oh, thank God. No. No, thank God it wasn't. It would have been terrible. But it was just like going into a whole other world. And like, it was crazy because at the time they had what they call hard currency, which meant that, if you got rubles from the Soviet Union, you couldn't do anything with them. It's like you couldn't exchange them or anything.
Right.
They were worth nothing outside of there. And so all these people, and mostly like, obviously we all stuck out like a sore thumb because it's like you're wearing jeans and you're wearing Nike shoes and this is 1988, right? So anybody that was under the age of 30 wanted what you had. and they were all wanting to trade stuff.
Yeah.
They wanted to, I give you a soccer jersey for your Nike shoes. It's like, bro, these are the only shoes I have. I'm like, I can't, like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I think I gave up I did trade a couple of T-shirts. Like I had a Hard Rock T-shirt or something and something else. And I got one of those military fur hats.
Do you still have it?
I gave it to my brother as a gift
Oh,
when I
so
came
Jeff has
home.
it.
So my brother has it.
That's
I gave
awesome.
it to him as a gift because I'm like, he'll appreciate
Yeah,
this. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah. But everybody wanted to trade with you, and we were there. We were in Moscow for a few days before we went to Leningrad. But we're doing this like bus tour, right? And it's like they give they give us this rickety ass old bus, and there's all of us in it, right? And I don't even remember where we were going or what we were doing. We're just kind of going around, and I mean, the architecture and some of the architecture there is like really impressive.
Oh, I'm
it's
sure.
really neat. Like go to the Kremlin and stuff like that. It's really impressive stuff. But the bus breaks down, shocker, and there's like 4 or 5 of us, right? And we're like checking in with our chaperones or faculty people or whatever, and they're like, just hang out here. We were like by this park or whatever. Like, just hang out. I think they're gonna bring us another bus. There's like, we don't have cell phones or anything in this time period, you know?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get us another bus, whatever. I'm like, okay, so we're just like kind of just meandering around. And I don't know, it's like 20 minutes goes by, and I happen to look up and I go, the bus is gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was broke down.
Well, the broke down bus was gone, and there was no bus, and there were no, we didn't see any of our people that were on our trip. They left us behind.
So how many of you were left behind?
Like there were, I think, 5 of us, me and 4 other
It's like a
people
little group.
in Moscow. The Soviet Union. We're like, what do we do now?
Yeah. Now what?
And it's, younger people could speak some English.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk to anybody like was over the age of 40. That's
Yeah.
like, forget it. That they didn't speak English. And we're like, we're all sitting there going, do you remember the name of the hotel that we're staying in? What was the name of that place? Yeah. It took us we got back. It took us 3 hours or so to get back because we're just kind of walking around. It's not like I have a map, not
Right.
to mention they don't have English on their map. So we go into the subway, their subway station, which is doubles as a bomb shelter. It's 5 stories below the ground.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And you're standing there looking at the subway map, right? And I'm going, you can't read it. I don't know what it says. I'm just, yeah. We
That's
managed to get our way
terrifying.
back. Huh?
That's terrifying.
It was. I was like, I don't know. You're just that, to have that feeling of just complete helplessness because it's you can't ask anybody. We couldn't remember the name of the damn hotel because it's a Cyrillic alphabet. So it's I don't know. I think it was this or that letter and that letter. So even if you're finding somebody, can you get us back to this place? Where would be a place that tourists would go? And it's not you're also talking about a time when there wasn't tourism there, right? I mean, it wasn't people were coming to visit the Soviet Union. It's hey, let's go there for vacation. Yeah, it was terrifying.
That's insane.
It was insane.
This isn't even close to what you experienced. But when my band was on tour years ago, we were in New York City for a day off. We had one break in between a handful of shows. So we parked our van in this pretty decent neighborhood in Newark, New Jersey, though.
Oh, okay.
But nice considering it was Newark.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took the subway into New York City from there. And then because we just weren't thinking, we were sleep deprived and all this stuff, we're sleeping in a van. None of us had charged our phones prior. And none of us were really that familiar with New York City. Like I'd been there back when I was like 13 before.
Yeah, right.
With my parents,
sure.
and then again in my 20s, and we got so lost. We finally were able to get some navigation and directions for some people, and then when we got back to New Jersey, we couldn't find our van because we ended up getting off at the wrong place.
Oh,
and we were searching for hours, and then we finally realized that we'd got off a stop early, and then we had to buy tickets again and get back on the train. And
oh my god!
Because it was another like, I don't know, 10 miles or something.
Really?
It was far.
Yeah.
We didn't park like close to the subway station either.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we were trying to find a place that we wouldn't get broken into.
Wouldn't get broken into, wouldn't
Or
have to pay to
stolen.
park or stolen.
Yeah,
or any of
yeah.
that
We
kind
couldn't
of
afford
stuff, right?
parking. You know,
Yeah.
it was just,
Right.
it was nuts. And it was in the middle of winter. It was like January.
Oh, that's freaking
Oh,
awesome.
it was awful.
Yeah.
The wind like through like Times Square was just terrible. But that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so back to Moscow.
Yeah.
So like our first day there, we come down into the lobby of this hotel and we meet this guy, Russian guy. And like it's like it's like a movie, right? It was like a movie happening. Like it's one of those moments like, and I can still remember it like that. As it's happening, you're thinking, this isn't real life. This guy's like, hello, you guys look very friendly. We're like, yeah, okay, hey buddy. And he's like, I can get you girls. And we're like, dude, we just got here. We're not like, I'm not like, no, we're not doing all that. We're not doing that. And he goes, yes, but you will like them. I'm like, no, thank you. But he goes, but they're like your American girls. I'm like, I said, what
do you mean?
So that piqued my interest because I
Okay.
wanted to know what he meant by that. It meant that they shaved their legs and shaved their armpits like Americans because normally wasn't a thing.
Yeah, that's not common there.
Right. I'm like, okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you. So we leave this guy, but we find him again. And one of the guys that I spent most of the summer with decides, like, we're kind of like, okay, let's make a trade with this guy because he's talking about, I can take you to nightclub. I can take you to nightclub. You will love it. I'm like, okay. And the funny part was, like, we had American money, so they're like, we're like, well, you know, how do we get in? He's like, you come with me, I get you in. So between the 4 or 5 of us, we give him like a couple pairs of jeans and
Okay.
like $20, right? We're like, cool. He has this car come pick us up, like some friend of his, like some little tiny like Yugo or something, right? We all go to this club, right? $5 we get in. $5 American money. He's like, give him $5, you're in. No problem. $5, all good. We're like, okay, $5. But we go into this place. It was like something out of freaking like that. Well, you were talking about the movie Babylon. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or The Great Gatsby?
Yes.
You know, like this big, like this giant party, right?
Yeah.
Like this huge room. Tables. They got a band playing like 80s American music. They were playing like The Police and all this stuff. And we're like, this isn't real. Sit down at this big table, like a huge table for like 10 people. It's like there's us, there's like 5 of us. There's him. He brings the girls, you know.
Yeah.
And some couple other dudes, right? And they bring all this food. There's like food, vodka. You like a vodka? Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, sure. Why not? I mean,
When
we
in
pay our
Russia.
$5. We're gonna get. I'm gonna get my damn money's worth, dude. And so, yeah, it was crazy.
That's so nuts.
We just like hang out with this dude for like the evening. Yeah,
And did he help you get back?
yeah, he did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he did say, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he did say like, okay, you got to make sure that you call it an evening before such and such a time because they have like a river system going through this area, and they have drawbridges, so the bridges are up for the
then they don't
barges
go
and
back
stuff.
down.
So not until like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning. So he's like, you got to make sure. But yes, he did help us get back. Like he was true to his word. Like he
Wow.
delivered everything he said he was going to deliver for like a pair of jeans and $25.
That's pretty crazy.
It was wild. It was absolutely wild.
Like the fact that you guys didn't get like taken somewhere shady and like,
Right.
you know, like
You're like
Kidnapped or
19
something.
and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, like he's like, you want to go to the nightclub? And you're like, well, I mean, you got to, I want to, I'm a little bit nervous, but I want to know what that looks like
Right.
in the Soviet Union.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, I do.
That's pretty wild that that's like how it was too.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. It was a pretty crazy experience.
Did you tell your parents about all this stuff that happened?
I'm pretty sure that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty. Maybe not. I mean, I might have left
Well,
something
some
out about the
details
drinking the
out.
vodka and
Yeah,
stuff
right.
like that. But
But the whole guys on the train and
yeah,
that's just crazy.
yes, I did. Yeah. It was there was some wild stuff that happened on that trip, like some crazy stories. And I had been to Europe the year before. My dad went to some conference in Paris the year before he took me. I have a crazy story about that too.
Oh, okay.
So they're all coming to mind. So this is 1987. So my dad we were there for, I don't know, 5 days, 6 days, something like that. My dad had to go to this conference. And he would just okay, I'm going to the conference, right? I'm like, okay, I got all day to just do whatever I want. I'm just going all over Paris, checking out the Louvre and all the museums and all that kind of stuff, which was really cool. And I meet him, we would just set a plan, I'll meet you at lunch at this place at this time. I'm like, okay, cool. And I meet him for lunch this one day, and he hands me a ticket to see U2.
Oh, nice.
So on the Joshua Tree tour, which was that was the biggest. U2 was at the time the biggest band in the world.
That's pretty crazy.
Literally the biggest band in the world. So I'm like, this is freaking awesome. So I get to go to this show. It's on the 4th of July, which is interesting, at this place called the Hippodrome. And there's this place that there must have been 150,000 people at this thing.
Wow.
It was freaking insane. So you take their subway system out, and then they have a train system that goes out to suburbs outside of the city and to more rural places. And this place is, I don't know, it's maybe 15 miles outside of the main part of Paris. And so I see the show. Fantastic. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So now I'm going to head back, right? And I'm like, I know what I got to do. I got to get on this train, take it here, and I knew how to get from that subway station back to the hotel. So I get on the train, and it takes me to the station to hook up with the subway, but it's too late. The subway is closed for the night.
Oh, no.
So I'm wandering around Paris at 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to find my way back to the hotel. I made it back. Again, no cell phone. So my dad is I don't know where my son is. Maybe I just sent him off to be sex trafficked by some crazy French people or something. Yeah, I show up back at the hotel, and my dad's like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "Well, here's what happened."
Yeah, I got lost.
Yeah.
No cell phones, no English, probably.
Yeah, and the Parisians are not, the French are not the most helpful people with Americans. They don't really like Americans because we act like assholes.
Yeah.
We're rude
Right.
which is totally fair. I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's not fun when you need their help and they act like they don't speak English, and damn
Right.
well they do. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, But we deserve it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
God, that's crazy. That kind of made me think of when we were all in Jamaica. The first time that we went off for the resort.
Yeah, we were just telling Jeff this story about the blue hole.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were just telling him about that the other night. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that for me, first of all, that was my first time out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And first time flying by myself, technically, because I was alone for most of it. But
yeah,
that first time that we went out of the resort, I was kind of nervous because I was like, man, this is kind of a third world country. It's kind of
it kind of is.
It's pretty
Outside of the resorts. It basically is.
it's just pretty much run down.
Mm-hmm.
And that drive that we took
From the airport.
No, from the resort
Oh,
to the blue hole.
It was wild.
It was the road was super narrow. Our driver was just making crazy maneuvers.
Remember the dude?
Remember he picked up his daughter?
His daughter. Remember the Happy Cakes guy that popped out in the middle of the street?
He had the big dress and the
his
big
crazy
glasses.
costume on, and he's spinning a sign
Selling
around that says
brownies.
Happy Cakes.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is happening?
But what else was crazy is not only the drive there, but once we got there, we're basically in the jungle at that point.
Yeah.
And these guys just take us, and we're just hiking through the jungle, and there's just random people.
That's what we were telling him, is like that part was just bizarre. All of the just random people along this trail, because we probably had to go like about a mile or so back into the jungle.
It was a good walk,
and all these random, mostly dudes, pretty much all dudes, just blazing one up and just sitting on the side of the trail, and it was just really weird.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah,
but once we got to the actual
awesome
location, that was nuts.
It was,
and it was something I never thought I'd do.
No,
not that I have like a fear of like being a little dangerous, when it comes to something like that. But like, and the fact that we had life jackets was reassuring. But it's like we're jumping off of like these crazy sharp rocks, into like fun. Water, not knowing how deep it is.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, go ahead, it's your turn.
You're good, go jump,
okay.
And you do it, and there's this rush, and then we're climbing up these like roots.
Yeah, I remember
on the
that.
sides of the rocks that we're climbing up these. They're like, climb.
Yeah.
And we're just like manhandling these these tree roots and these rocks and climbing up these sides of these cliffs, and then we're jumping off these higher places, which was even crazier.
Yeah, that was freaking
super
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, it was.
The snorkeling really was fun, but the blue hole I think was probably my favorite.
That was a blast. It was a blast.
So fun.
Just such a wild story to get there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to the parking lot and he's just like, wait here, I'll be back. I'm like, okay. He comes back and he's like, stay with these two guys right here.
Yep.
Let them take you. Don't let them out of your sight.
Also, even just walking through the water to get there. Remember how strong the current was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because was that the first thing that we did, or the last thing, where it was like almost like a like it was like a waterfall, like a short waterfall.
Oh yeah, because that thing had like ropes and stuff.
Yeah,
too,
you had to hold on to this rope, and then you would go down through this like little waterfall thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then you could let go, and the water was like more gentle or whatever. Yeah.
What a crazy time though.
It was fun though.
That whole experience was fun. The humidity I couldn't get used to.
Yeah, it was
just
rough.
like walking out of your hotel or your room and then instantly just drenched. In sweat. And I mean, the food was good. The fact that you're just like in the middle of the ocean is just insane.
Yeah.
Because I'd never done anything like that. And like how the storms come and go down there too is wild, and how quickly they dry up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was fun. That's a fun place. I really like Jamaica.
I think they're in a pretty bad place.
Yeah, that
recently.
That hurricane that they had recently was really devastating. Really bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like living there, because like you see a lot of those like makeshift homes that are just kind of like under bridges and like just on the side of hills, and
made out of like they got like corrugated metal and plastic and cardboard. You're like, oh my god.
And then when a hurricane hits, like that stuff gets washed away, I'm sure.
Sure.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fun trip. It's a fun trip.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do that again someday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You had said you had a Ouija board story.
Oh my god, I didn't tell that story.
No, you hadn't yet. You hadn't told us.
I told the cabin story last week.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes, you did. So yeah, I do want to hear this if you are willing to tell.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So this was a couple years ago. Alexis and I just started dating.
Okay.
I don't even know if we were officially dating yet. We were. We must have like just got together.
Okay.
So she had a roommate at the time, Natasha, and it was kind of these like nights where like we'd get off work and I would like shower and like I'd go over to her place in the evening and I'd hang out with them and get some food, hang out, do whatever. And they were telling me how they just did a Ouija board.
Oh, like before you got there?
Like a day or so ago.
Okay.
Like they were doing it recently. Excuse me. And they're like, have you ever done it? And I was like, no, like never tried. I was like, but I'll do it. Sure. And her boyfriend was coming too. And
just wait till he gets here and then we can have a lot more fun.
Right. And then, so, So we drove to, do you know the church on 224 and Market by Guitar Center? It's a Catholic church, school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right there on the corner.
Yeah, St. Michael's.
Think so.
Yeah. Yep, I know where you're talking about.
So up their parking lot, they have this playground.
Okay.
And then like all these picnic tables under this gazebo. So we got some food, went up there. It was like getting dark out.
Are you telling me this is the place you chose to do that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I didn't choose this, but this
Right,
is
but
where
it was.
this is where I was taken.
This was the selected location for the. Okay.
So
All right.
So we're sitting at one of these round picnic tables, eating some food, hanging out. The sun's going down, and then they pull out the Ouija board, and they're explaining to me how this whole thing works.
Okay.
Because I'm aware of Ouija boards, but I never used one, and whatever.
Yeah.
And a little superstition because like I don't know if it's real or not, like
Yeah.
whether it works or not. So all four of us do it together, and like there's these like there's the right ways to do it as far as like opening up the board and like inviting in whoever you're going to talk to, and then like saying goodbye and closing it the right way.
Okay.
So you're essentially like opening the veil when you're doing this.
Yeah.
And if you don't like say goodbye and stuff, like it could like leave something to come through.
Okay.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're like asking it random questions, and like, there's four of us with our fingers on this planchette is what the thing's called.
Uh-huh.
And you do it in a way that you're touching it, but you're almost like you're barely touching it because you want it to move on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of science behind this that people say that it's like some people are moving it even though you don't realize you are, but it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
So it's moving around the board. It's answering questions and like simple stuff. And Alexis explained, she's like, you don't want to ask it anything personal. You don't want to like.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, yo. So not having ever used one, and I have not either, not having ever used one, and you ask it a question, simple or not, but this thing is moving. What's going through your head?
So it's moving around, and like at first, because I need like evidence to believe in some things,
It's fair.
I'm like, okay, someone here's moving it.
Okay.
One of you guys are moving it with
All
your
right.
hands.
So you weren't like,
I wasn't fully in
right,
yet,
okay,
right?
Understood. Yep.
So we do a couple rounds of it, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, whoa, that's nuts. And we all know Alexis is like kind of like hypersensitive to some kind of
right.
apparitions or paranormal things, and she sees things. So Phil got off, and Natasha got off, and her and I were just doing it. And so at this point, they were asking questions, and there was like, we were getting information that there was this little girl answering the questions because of like, we were asking like their age, their name, and they were spelling these things out and like telling us these numbers. And now that's just her and I doing it. Now I'm starting to feel a little different because I'm like, okay, I can see that you're barely touching this thing. Like I'm watching you, and I know that I'm hardly touching it, but I have contact so that I can feel it moving. And something happened where, and like, keep in mind, we're on a playground now at night. It's like 11 o'clock at night. It's dark out. And she freaked out because I think she saw a little girl or something over past the playground by the bushes. She freaked out. She stopped what she was doing. She said goodbye and closed the board and was done. And she was like tearing up really bad.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, what happened? And she's like, and like she was telling Natasha, and I was just like, holy shit, like, did something just happen? And like me, I'm like still new to this, so I don't really know. Like, I was like, okay, so like, what do we do?
So
like,
now what happens?
Now
right?
what?
Yeah.
And Alexa's like, no, it's okay. Like, everything's fine. She's like, if you want to keep going, we can. And I was like, okay. And she's like, if you want to do it by yourself, if that would like open you up more to it, maybe we'll all be here with you, but we'll just let you touch it on your own. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I open the board back up. I start doing it. And now I'm like, okay, this is not fake because
Mm-hmm.
I'm because I'm so curious about it working. I'm barely making contact with the planchette. You know, I'm just like just touching it like this,
Yeah.
and it's sliding around the board, answering questions.
Was it the same entity that was
I don't know.
communicating with you
I don't
as
know.
before?
But the crazy thing is, you can ask it questions without saying anything. You can think a question in your head, and it'll
What?
answer. So
That's scary.
the
to me.
stupid thing that I did, because at this time I was going through some grieving process,
Yeah.
I had in my head asked if my dad was okay,
Okay.
and I got a yes. And so then I asked a couple more questions, and I literally had tears
Oh, my
pouring out of
God.
my eyes.
Yeah.
And then I think I asked one more thing, and then I said goodbye and closed the board, and I was done. And then, like, she looked at me, and she's like, "You asked it a personal question, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You can't do that." And I was like, "I know." I was just curious. It was working, and I just felt like I needed to. And so I did, and like, we closed it. It was done. And then we never did it again after that. They ended up taking it to a park somewhere, and like, there's like a proper way to dispose of Ouija boards too. Like, you're supposed to like burn it and bury it and do all these things like a certain way, and like
Okay.
put it in the ground. And so they did that on their own some other time, and that was the end of it. But it was just kind of crazy.
Phew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that. I'm one of those people who believes that you got to be really careful when you open that door
Yeah.
because,
Whether you believe in it or not.
well, I
You
mean,
know.
well, I can't speak to the Ouija board thing. I know there are a lot of people who have had experiences with it that can say, "Hey, it's real, it works," or whatever. I don't have experience with that, so I'm not saying one way or the other whether it's real or not real. But I do know, without a doubt, that the demonic stuff is real.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
100% real,
Absolutely.
without a doubt. And I think it's a little scary and a little dangerous to to go down that road because that's what they are trying to do, is trying to get you to
And I think
invite that.
that's why she was like, "Don't ask it personal questions," because
Yeah.
you may get an answer you want to hear, but it's not actually who you think it is.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's preying on your weakness.
That's like just deception.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what they do, is like, you're in a fragile state of mind.
Yep.
And you're asking about a past
Or
loved one.
or you're gonna get an answer that the entity or the demon wants, that knows that you want to hear,
to give them some kind of
give
power
them
to be able
power
to come
over
over
you,
to the
right.
side. And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
so
Yeah.
yeah, definitely don't recommend it, but it
Yeah, I
was
wouldn't
a
either,
very
but-
interesting experience.
Yeah.
Because aside from the barn story I told on here episodes ago,
Uh-huh.
that was really only the second time I actually experienced anything that was like, quote unquote, paranormal,
Yeah.
and was like, actually felt real fear in my body. Like, that fight or flight mode kind of kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, there's been times where her and I have sat outside at night, and she sees that man that she always talks about.
Mr.
And
Man.
like, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying because like, I can see how scared she is.
And
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's just got to be. I can't imagine. I guess I'm going to say having that ability. I guess that's. I don't know what
it
the, I
could
don't
be
know
like
what
a
the
blessing
right
and a
term
curse in a
is,
way. It's kind of like,
but golly, man, like seeing that stuff, and it's not like she's trying to see it
No,
or asking
she
to
can't
see
help
it.
it.
It's just happening. Like, you had a thing happen. You went to the Mansfield prison.
oh my God, yeah.
So you did have another paranormal.
Oh yeah, I completely
experience.
forgot about the Mansfield
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Because she had a really bad experience there too.
Right.
I guess I could tell it.
Yeah. I mean, might as well.
So we went to the Mansfield Penitentiary 3 years ago. About 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed there for a weekend, and not in the prison.
Yeah.
Which you can go do that. I would like to try that sometime, maybe.
Whew.
But we did go do the self-guide tour at the Mansfield prison, which is there's a guided tour where someone will actually take you around and kind of like give you a tour of everything and tell you stories and history of the place.
Yeah.
Or you can go do it on your own, and you're allowed to videotape and take stuff and do whatever. But you know, as soon as you like get past the front door and into the building, it already has like this weight to it. Like you can just feel.
Did you go to Moundsville?
Moundsville, yeah.
Did you feel the same way there?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Because we all went there years ago.
Yeah, that
together.
was correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I was younger then, but I could still say that I felt like.
Okay.
You just feel this kind of like sadness and like weight of sorrow, and just like you just don't feel good when you're in there. It's cold and heavy, and you know. So. And like we went into like some specific rooms, and like it was cool to see like the Shawshank locations and stuff. But then when we got into the solitary confinement area, that was awful. I mean, like it was just like it was always cold, and it was just like dread, and like you felt sick to your stomach the whole time.
Yeah.
And we actually have quite a few photos of like little orbs around me.
Yeah. I remember you showing me those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this at the time. She was the one taking video and pictures. And she looked through this one door, and she had seen something on the other side. And like I wasn't aware because I was still walking forward. And I turned around, and she's just standing there like crying. And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, I saw something in there, and we got to go. So we walked out of there and went into the next room, and but there was this moment where, because like to get down in there, it was really claustrophobic. Like walking down into this, like you could just feel like how awful it must have been to be a prisoner there, or even a guard or anything. And even like the little staircases they gotta walk up, it's like you can barely move.
Yeah.
And I felt this like it wasn't like a tap, but it was more of just like a brush of like a nudge almost against my back. And it wasn't her. And then that's when I was really like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
This hasn't been fun. Like it was a cool experience as far as like the historical part of it.
Yeah.
But like just feeling that way. And the worst part is we walked out of the building and everything was fine immediately. And I remember we ended up driving. We went to some mall on the way home and ended up shopping, getting food and stuff. But it was awful. I mean, like, I recommend it. Like, if you are a history buff and, like, you've seen Shawshank and you're just interested in that kind of, like, part of our history, it's a really cool place to visit and see all that. But it's a massive building. Yeah, and it's just sad is all it is.
Yeah.
You know, because so many horrible things have happened there and that we will never know. And it's just like,
yeah,
when there's that many, like, when there's a place that's filled with so much death, and like, I imagine that's how it is to visit like Auschwitz and stuff, you know. I imagine you get the same kind of feeling. But, yeah, it's just, that one wasn't quite like a full paranormal experience, but like, it was just like the more of how it made you feel the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, like, when we went to Moundsville, it was kind of like, yeah, that was just like, you know, you're kind of like trying to almost put yourself in those people's position, you know, because they're the same kind of thing. They take you on a little tour to go, okay, the person that was in this cell was whoever, right? Billy Bob, whatever. And this is why he was here. And it's just like, it's just creepy. You walk you go into that cell or whatever, and you just go, man, it's just like, this had to have been just terrible.
Yeah. Wasn't that the place where, I think it was Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
Had been, and they'd seen like the Shadow Man or something, or
yeah, something.
I forget
like
that was called, something like that.
And they do the thing there where you can like stay there overnight at Moundsville.
Yeah, so you can do. I think
can you do that
Mansfield does the same
too?
thing because Kevin's brought it up before.
There's no way I could do that.
So you can stay there, and
No
then
way.
like you're allowed to like bring flashlights and cameras and ghost equipment if you want, and like do all that stuff. And then there's also the Halloween thing they do there, where they actually like set it up as a haunted house,
Oh my.
which I think is just as that's probably worse.
That's yeah, that's frightening.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could either. No.
But
Dang.
I've always been really curious about like ghost hunting,
Yeah.
like for real, like getting like an EMF reader and like a
Yeah.
spirit box and doing all that stuff. I would try it. I would if we could get a small group of people, I would totally do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just am,
And like in a really respectful way too. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like a shithead about it.
well, yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, I think you have to go into it with the right frame of mind because it can it can get bad really
Sure.
easily.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think, but yeah, like I've always been, yeah, that whole thing just kind of, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not a. I just can't.
I get it.
Yeah, it just creeps me out, and it's just like I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
Like if it's okay, if it's real, fine, but I don't want to know. I don't want to experience
And
it.
I think it's just another one of those things. Like it's just curiosity
Yeah,
for most people that
Right.
do want to do it.
yeah,
People
Oh,
are
yeah.
just so curious about what's on the other side, what we don't see.
Well, I think
You know.
I guess my take on that is that I think it's a conversation that people have a lot, either with themselves or with other people, about like, is this all that there is? What's it like? Like, there's got to be more. Like, what's the purpose of life? What are we here for? What happens? And I think there's a ton of curiosity from people about what happens when we die.
Right.
What does that look like? And I think that just, like you said, it's just like that just sort of fuels that curiosity in
Yeah.
people asking those questions.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and just like the Ouija board thing, it just kind of like it sparked my curiosity and like the fact that it's like, can you really communicate with the dead or anyone specifically? And in a ways, I guess you can.
What was that? Those two young guys that have the YouTube channel.
Sam and Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went to the
The
Conjuring House.
Conjuring House. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was like a 5-part series they did on that.
Regardless of how much they experienced, that I think no matter what would
That-
be terrifying.
That was crazy stuff.
Yeah. Which one of the people I've told you about, which I know we haven't had on here yet,
Yeah.
but he's stayed there. And I'd like to get him on here to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, like one of the things that was really interesting that they talked about during those episodes was how you remember they had this contact with this friendly ghost,
Yeah, I forget her name.
the woman that she
She's
lived
like
there,
Abby or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
And they could hear this tapping and stuff like that. They were, but the interesting thing that I took away from that was they were talking about the amount of energy that it takes for these beings, these entities to like make a noise,
To like muster that kind of sound.
yeah. And I was like, I'd never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff.
It's cool, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I could like, because okay, so I actually have another story. So when Daydreamer was filming our music video at the funeral home,
Oh yeah.
the one we played that show at,
Yes.
that you were at,
Uh-huh.
that you didn't get to go upstairs.
Yes. I wasn't allowed to go upstairs.
I know, off limits.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was a music video, every member got to do like their own shots for like a good amount of time. So like one point we'd be filming Mike for like 30 minutes to get like as many shots as possible to put throughout the song, right? So me and Kevin had done ours already, so we had all this time to just sit around and whatever. And so we went on a little adventure around the building, and this funeral home is ancient.
And it's big.
It's been around here forever, and it is
It's a
huge.
Big.
And you
building.
can get lost so easily, especially downstairs.
Yeah.
And it's all stone, especially down there. And there's nothing on down there. It's pure dark. Like the only light you get is if you pass a window here and there.
Mm.
And
Wow.
this was in like November, so the sun set pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we went down to this cold like it was probably like the morgue area or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And
Okay. That's
so we have our phone flashlights, to get around, and we're just like talking and like walking around. We're not even like entertaining the fact that we're down inside of a morgue. We're just like having a conversation about life and
yeah.
just talking about stuff. And Kevin walked like down the hall to like go towards like where like there was like this kitchen area. And I stood there for a moment and just listened to the silence and in the darkness. And I was just like, there wasn't anything there, but it was just the like that fear setting in of like, even as like a child, you're like, how darkness can take over and like make you scared, and even if nothing's happening.
Oh yeah.
And like that's the feeling I got. And I did like a quick little speed walk out of there right after, and I was like, man, that was scary. Like nothing happened, but like, God.
I remember when I was like maybe 10 or something, I was at a friend's house and he kind of lived in a more rural area, and it was like a farm. He had like a small farm. His family had a small farm, and I don't know, we were just outside messing around in the woods or whatever, and he and I got separated for
Oh no.
a couple of minutes. And it's not like I was 5 miles back into the woods or something, but like the panic, I can still remember that. I was just absolutely scared to death. It's night. You can't, you're obviously your eyes adjust to a point,
Right.
but it's like I'm like 10, and
Yeah, it's a point you can't see in darkness. Like it's
right,
like
right.
it's too dark.
Like you're trying to like make out, okay, where there's some light, that like the house or the barn or whatever. Yeah, it was absolutely terrifying.
That's so crazy.
Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like now that I'm thinking about it, it's like there's been plenty of times where it's like there's just been like scary moments of just like whether there was anything there or not, like that fear setting in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Kind of like the feeling, I think Abby talked about this the other day, the feeling of like when you're young and you're like going around the house at night and you like run up the stairs pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
Like that quick, like you go to the bathroom or you go to the kitchen,
Yeah,
and then you run
like,
upstairs.
Yeah, and then you're like, whoop.
And you're like going real quick because you're like, oh my God.
I remember my grandma's, so when I was a little boy, my grandfather had passed away. So my grandmother, her sister, and her mother lived in this old house over in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Really cool. Like one of those it had a cellar. Like
nice.
Creepy ass cellar. And then 3 stories, like an attic but it could be like a living space, like one of those big, like full attics. Like you walked up steps and had like a full ceiling and all that stuff.
Nice.
But I remember as a boy, we went into that cellar one time, and I remember it was like one of those ones where it's like you hit the little switch and it's just like one little freaking light bulb
and
hanging.
It barely illuminates the room.
Yeah.
There's
and
like a little cone of light.
I felt like my grandma was like, go down there and get a sack of potatoes or something like that. I'm like 8, and it's like you're like going down there and she's like, they're right next to the steps. Grab the potatoes and you just haul ass up the steps. Like, oh my God, like this is so freaking scary.
My dad's old basement was like that.
Scary as hell.
And it was just like the sound of like the water heater and like just like the old vents
you
and
hear
shit,
like
and
crump noises,
pipes expanding.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh my God, this is terrible.
Yeah, and like they had my dad's parents' house had this like old like iron furnace that like made noise,
like from from Home Alone.
Yeah, like from
that
Home Alone,
thing.
exactly like that. It's so scary.
Yeah,
and like that basement's huge, and like you can get lost down there really quick.
Yeah,
but man, that's
yeah, basements, darkness. But yeah, the darkness. It's like it's weird. It's like how you just can't seem to, like, if you're just. It's one thing if you're like, lying in bed or whatever and it's dark or whatever, but if you're someplace that's supposed to be scary, like if you're out in the woods or you're in a basement, and it's like that darkness is just terrifying.
It's crazy how quickly your mind can take over.
Oh, yeah.
Like your
yes.
Your mind, like the saying, like your mind plays tricks on you, is actual fact.
100% true.
And when you're in that kind of situation, it makes you fear and feel the worst.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because all these things are going through your head, right? All the movies you've seen
Yeah.
about people just getting like murdered and strung up on hooks in the basement
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, that's all going through your head. And you're just like, this is terrible. Yeah,
Oh, it's so crazy.
it is. It is crazy.
Well, I guess we should probably wrap this
You
one
want to
up.
wrap her up?
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. So, like I said before, you can pretty much catch us on any platform. I am going to mention one thing. So you can like, comment, and subscribe on all these platforms, but Apple Podcast is the one platform that will allow you to leave us a 5-star written review. So if you liked this episode or any previous ones, leave a like, leave us a good review on there. It actually helps us move up the algorithm a little bit in Apple and helps towards monetization and helps us get our name out there. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. And yeah, I think that's it for now. So
All right.
yeah, stay tuned and we will see you next time.